Hello, fifth graders. This is Eureka Math, Module 5, Lesson 6, and our objective today is to find the total volume of solid figures composed of two non-overlapping rectangular prisms. Okay, let's break this down for you. So we're going to find the volume of solid figures composed of two non-overlapping rectangular prisms. So what they mean is we are going to find the volume of something that looks like this. Okay? So we're going to find the volume of the bottom prism and the top prism and then add them together. Okay? So volume plus volume is the total volume. Okay? That's what we're doing today. It seems a lot more complicated than it is. Just pay attention. Okay, let's go to the Learn book. Please write your name. Find the total volume of the figures and record your solution strategy. Okay, so what this means is we have to find the volume of the bottom and the volume of the top. And I can tell already they did not give us enough space to work with. You might need some scratch paper, that's okay. So volume equals length times width times height, okay? And so we are going to find the volume of this and the volume of this, and then we're going to add them together, okay? So let's do the bottom rectangle first, and in fact, they're exactly the same, so we could just multiply by 2. Strategies, okay. So length is 14 centimeters. Width is 3 centimeters, and height is 5 centimeters, okay, of the bottom one. But because there are 2 of those and they're identical, we're going to take the whole thing, we're going to multiply it by 2. So we're going to multiply, that's our strategy, multiply the bottom cube or the top cube because they are equal. That is not going to work in the next problem. Okay. So let's do this. 14 times 3. Well, actually, we could do 3 times 5 is 15. I can see that. 15 times 14. Okay, 210. So all of this is 210 centimeters cubed. And then we're going to multiply that by 2. So our new answer is, I'm going to change color so you can see it just a little bit better. So 210 times 2 would be 420 centimeters cubed. Okay. So this is 210. And this is 210. So we just added them together. Or multiplied by 2. Oh, sorry. Okay, so here we're going to have to create kind of a different sort of volume here. Not a different sort of volume, a different strategy, because they are definitely 2 different sizes. So the first one here, the volume of this one, is going to be 15 inches times 4 inches times 6 inches. And then we're going to have to add the smaller one, which would be, okay, length here would be 7 inches. Width is the same. Do you see these parallel lines? That is the same as that, as the same as that, as the same as that. So that is 4 inches. And then the height of this section here is 3 inches. Okay? So there's our strategy. We are going to find the volume of both cubes and add them. Okay, so 15 times 4 is 60. 60 times 6 is 360. Can you do that in your head? 360? I just did. 15 times 4 is 60. And I think about minutes, right? I think about 15 minutes plus 15 minutes plus 15 minutes plus 15 minutes equals an hour. And there are 60 minutes in an hour. That's just how my brain works. But 15 times 4 is 60. And 60 times 6 would be 36 plus a 0. So 360 inches cubed. Okay, here, can we do this one in our head? 7 times 4 is 28. And 28 times 3, you know what, I'm just going to do that last little one. 16, 24, 6, 7, 8 is 84 inches cubed. So my total is 360 plus 84. 444 inches cubed. Don't forget the label. Okay? And I knew I was going to run out of space there. It just feels like they didn't give us enough space. Okay. Next one. Well, we're going to have to do the same strategy here. We're going to have to find the volume of this one, and then find the volume of this one, and then add them together. So, length here, this is the length, would be 10 centimeters times width is 3 centimeters times height is 2 centimeters. And then I have to add the second square. Okay, now here's what's tricky. So I have the height and I have the width because that's the same as this one. So here's the width and the height. But I do not know the length, okay? It's not square, so it's not a square cube. So I do know this length and I do know this length. So I'm going to subtract 10 centimeters. I'm going to subtract 6 centimeters from 10 centimeters. And that's going to give me the leftover. That's going to give me what this is. So now I have 4 centimeters is my length. 3 centimeters is my width. And 4 centimeters is my height. Okay. So solution strategy, I had to subtract the length of the small cube from the big cube. To find the volume. Okay, and then I had to add those together. So 10 times 3, I'm going to change colors here because again, I'm running out of space. 10 times 3 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60, so this is 60 centimeters cubed. Down here, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48 centimeters cubed. And then I could just add those together and my answer will be 108 centimeters cubed. Can you add those in your head? If you can't, you can always write it on a scratch paper, 8, right? Okay, last one for this page. Here I've got the length, the width, and the height. And, oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Okay. So for this one is going to be easy. That's going to be 10 meters times 3 meters times 6 meters. And then I have to add the volume of the top cube, which is going to be 8 centimeters here. I'm sorry, meters. 8 meters. That's the length. And the width is the same as this one right there. So if that's 3, that means this is 3. That means this is 3. And that means that this is 3 because they are all parallel lines. So 8 meters times 3 meters. And then here, the height, I don't know the height. I don't know what the height is because this whole thing is 12. But I do know that from here to here, because this is parallel, 6 meters, 6 meters. Ooh, why does my pen stop working in 6 meters? Okay, so I had to subtract the height of the bottom cube from the top to see how long that was, and I got 6 meters. Okay, let's multiply. 10 times 3 is 30, and 30 times 6 is 180 meters. Now 8 times 3 is 24. 24 times 6 is 144. Cubed. And all together, I have to add those now. That would equal 4, 12, 3 meters cubed. Okay. So what was my solution strategy? I had to add the cubes, add the volume of the cubes. But I also had to subtract to find the height. Handwriting today. Subtract to find the height. Okay. All right, next page. A sculpture, pictured below, is made of 2 sizes of rectangular prisms. One size measures 3 inches by 8 inches by 2 inches. The other size measures 9 inches by 8 inches by 18 inches. So do you see, I'm going to color them in. This is the same size as this, is the same size as this, is the same size as this, is the same size as that, is the same size as that. Okay? So, and that is going to be this one. So here is 13 times 8 times 2. I left the labels off because I'm going to run out of space. And how many of them are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay? That's going to give me all the volume of all these little ones. Then the other measures 9 inches by 8 inches by 18 inches. And there are 2 of those. Okay? So once I get this plus this, I can just add them together and get my volume of the whole thing. So let's do that. 13, well, let's do 13 times 16, right? 13 times 16 is 18, 6 and 7, carry the 1, 3, and 1 is 8. 208 inches cubed. And this one is 72 times 18. So that's 16, 56, 57. is 2 and 7, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so that's 1,296 inches. Wait a minute, what did I do wrong here? Oh, ha! I just caught a big old mistake. Big one. Okay. I made 2 mistakes in a row. I hope you caught that. 13 times 16 is 208 here. I forgot to multiply by the 6. I hope you caught that before I did. So the volume of the small ones is 1,248 inches cubed. And the bottom one, I was about to make the same mistake again. 1,296, that's this, times 2 would be 592 inches cubed. There's a lot of math in here, and you have to be careful because you can know the formula for volume, but if you make a mistake in the math, you're still going to get the answer wrong. So let's add those together. So that is 14, 6, 7, 8, 3 inches cubed. So what is the total volume of the sculpture? 3,840 inches cubed. Okay, see, I ran out of space there. The combined volume of 2 identical cubes is 128 cubic centimeters. What is the side length of each cube? Okay. 2 identical cubes, and they're cubes. They're not rectangles, they're cubes. So I know that the volume of the first one is going to be half of that. So 1 cube, okay, let's see. Volume of 1 cube is 128 divided by 2, right? Which equals 64 centimeters cubed. Okay. Now, it's a cube, not a rectangle. That means that all sides are the same, which is helpful because if length times width times height are all the same number, what can I divide this by to figure that out? Well, I'm just going to divide it by, let's see. Is that going to work? Hang on. Let's just try some stuff. Yeah. Wait a minute, that's not going to work. There we go. Okay. So, this is interesting, but 4 times 4 times 4 would equal 64 centimeters. So this would be 4, and that would be 4, and that would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64 centimeters cubed. So what is the side length of each cube? 4. Now you can't divide that by, tricky. I'm not sure how they want me to teach you how to do this. But anyway, you can just trial and error. 4 times 4 times 4. If you did 3 times 3 would be 9, times 3 would be 27. That's not big enough. If you did 5 times 5, that would be 25. Times 5, that would be 125. That's too big. So 4 is our number. A rectangular tank with a base area of 24 centimeters squared. See the squared because it's area. Okay, so the base from here to here, the area equals 24 centimeters. And then we have our height, okay, is filled with water and oil to a depth of 9 centimeters. Okay. The oil and water separate into 2 layers when the oil rises to the top. Okay, so the oil went up. If the thickness of the oil layer is 4 centimeters, what is the volume of the water? Okay. Okay, this is wrong. Okay. They're saying that with water and oil to a depth of 9 centimeters. That means this whole thing is 9 centimeters. And now they want to know what's the volume of just the water after all the oil floated to the top. And they said the oil took up the first 4 centimeters, so what would be left over here? Well, if the whole thing is 9, this would be 5, right? 5 plus 4. Now we can find out volume equals length times width, or area times height, okay? And you know that that's length times width. And if the area is 24 centimeters squared, and the height of just the water is 5 centimeters, I can multiply that and get 120 centimeters cubed. That's just the water. All right, last question. 2 rectangular prisms have a combined volume of 432 cubic feet. Prism A has half the volume of Prism B. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, let's draw a picture so you can picture it here. Prism A looks like this. And prism, that's B. A has half the volume of B, so that would make it like that. And the combined is 432. Well, how are we going to figure that out? First of all, we know that this is half of that. So all together, remember our tape diagrams here? Here's our tape diagram. And this tape diagram is worth 432 feet cubed, okay? But A is half of B. So if I were to cut this in half with a different color, right, that's going to give me A. So I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm cutting 432 into 3. And that's going to give me A and B. Okay? So, what is the volume for Prism A and Prism B? We're going to have to cut 432 divided by 3 to figure out what A would be, and then add 2 of those, and that would give us B. So, okay, 3 goes into 4 one time. 13 left over would be 4. 12 left over, 144. So A would be 144 feet cubed, which means that this would be 288 feet cubed. Now let me add those together just to make sure I did my math correctly. 288 plus 144 should equal 432 if I did my work correctly. Excellent, I did. So, what is the volume of prism A? Prism A equals 144 feet cubed. Prism B equals 288 feet cubed. Okay, so we had to use a little tape diagram there. If prism A has a base area of 24 feet, what is the height of prism A? Okay. If prism A has a base area of 24, so we know that volume equals base times height, or area times height, or length and width times height. So 24 times what equals 144. Well, now we're just going to divide that and see what we get. 144 divided by 24. 24 is going to go into there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times maybe. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 is 12, 13, 14, yes. Okay. So the height would be 6. Are you lost? I hope you're not lost. There's a lot of thinking happening here. This is that standard MD 0.5, which isn't just volume, it's volume and thinking about volume. So base area of 24 and the height equals 6 feet. Okay? If prism B's base is 2/3 of the area of prism A's base, there's the base. No, this is the base, 24. What is the height of prism B? Okay, so if prism B's base is 2/3 the area, which doesn't make sense, but okay. 2/3 the area of prism A's base, so that 2/3 of 24. 2/3 of 24. You thought we were done with fractions. Okay, and you remember how to multiply that, so that would be 48 over 3. And 3 goes into 48 10 times. 10 plus 6 is 16 times. Okay, so if the base of this is 16, see, I should have drawn the other way. You know what, I'm going to cut it this way, and we're going to call this the base on this side. This is going to be length and width, and that equals 16. So what is our height? We're going to call this one the height. What is the height of prism B? So 16 times something is going to give us, and B is much bigger, 288 feet cubed. Okay, so there is our area times height equals 288. So in order to figure this out, we're going to divide by 16. So 288 divided by 16 is, 16 will go in here once, and that'll give us 12 left and 18. 16 will go into 128. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, I'm going to guess. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 4. 8 times 8 is 12. Yay, that was a good guess. 18. So the height equals 18 feet. This one was complicated. This one was a lot of thinking. And I feel like we're going to need to practice this a lot, a bunch, okay? So, thankfully, your exit ticket is not that complicated. Your exit ticket is to find the volume of these, okay? Find the total volume of soil in the 3 planters. Planter A is 14 inches by 3 inches by 4 inches. Planter B is 9 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches. And planter C, they've given you the length and the width. You're going to have to find the height, but you can do that because you have the height of the other two. So, good luck. Find the volume. Find the volume of A, then find the volume of B, then find the volume of C, then add them together. This is not as complicated as that last question was. Okay, good luck. Have a great day. And when you're done with that, go back to your homework. This might take you a while today, so take your time. Okay? Yeah. Yowzers. This is fun, though. This is the fun stuff. This is where we get into some really cool thinking, which is good because I like to make you think. All right. Have a great day.